I lived in Singapore. I moved there in 2015. I went to do startup in Singapore for a biotech company out there. And it's one of the most beautiful, beautiful cities, like pristine, clean. Think like Japan, and like Japan, like combined with New York, plus a little bit of like Hawaii or nature, because it's an island, it's condensed. And it has trees, it has grass, they have plants and flowers everywhere. It's just this perfectly beautiful, like manufactured city when you get in. It's safe, it's so easy and efficient to get around, and people are friendly. Like it's a multicultural mix of people from different parts of the world. A lot of people from Europe, Australia. There's Chinese population, there's a Malay population, there's an Indian population that comprise the majority of Singapore, and a whole slew of people that are from other countries that have either moved there for business and have been there part-time. And one of the most amazing things is how safe and beautiful you feel, and the way the city runs, because it's so business friendly. As a person from the US, not speaking like I don't speak Japanese, I don't speak Chinese, going there, it was so easy to go in and move in, and it's easy to feel safe, it's easy to travel. And I think one of the things that I loved most when I first moved in was it's an island, and it felt a lot like Hawaii with the plants that were there. So the same type of trees coming out of the airport, Changi Airport, as you're coming out, it almost felt to me like I'm coming out of the airport on Oahu, because it was the same type of trees, it was the same type of feeling. The temperature, it's humid out there, and it's very sunny, and it also rains. And one of the things though is, as I sat there longer and longer, even though there was so much like greenery and plants around, I realized that it wasn't actually nature and that I was completely missing it. And I gone to Australia, and I was on a trip visiting a dear friend in Australia, and we were walking on the coastline of Australia and going to Bondi Beach, and I was looking at the rocks on, like, just the rocks below, because we're cliffside, and they have like real waves and real oceans and like huge rocks, and it's just beautiful and rugged. And I could feel like the energy of the ocean. I could feel what it feels like to have the air. You smell the fresh air, and like it's so grounding, it's so powerful, so majestic. And it reminded me, like, at this flash, like, oh, I just missed Hawaii so much, because it reminded me of Hawaii and what's there in Hawaii. And it reminded me to nature, and how much I realized at that moment nature is so important to me, and how grounding it was for me, and how much I had actually taken it for granted living in Hawaii. And even in California, when I lived in Santa Monica and I lived in Malibu, the beach was right there, and I never went to visit. And so it was a very humbling experience as I was starting to move back, because I realized I need to go back to like my home, my grounding, and just who I am, and how big a part like nature is for me in that. And it was a huge awakening to see, like, where are the other parts of my life that I have maybe taken things for granted. And so I don't know what that is for you, if you maybe live in Hawaii, if you live next to the beach, whatever that is. But, you know, as part of being present to what is, you know, can you make more out of just enjoying nature, enjoying the things that you have that come so easily because you've always had them, that maybe what it takes just moving out of the country for me to realize like what I had. But hopefully for you, you can take advantage and just get more present to your life now, and yeah, enjoy and have more gratitude for an inventory of all the blessings you have.